Well, hello and welcome to another Bristol Bears podcast. It's Downsy here, and today we are coming live to you from the Bristol Sports Store here at Cabot Circus, joined by the one and the only Mr. Siale Piutau and the one and the only Mr. Charles Piutau. A very good evening to you both and welcome to our podcast. Now, before we go any further, Charles, you have something to show the nation.
Oh, I was told to bring my jumper, so I thought, better come dressed for the season.
Little bit of magic. Look at that. Look at that.
Didn't know they had lights, but just found out now.
Something that I found out this week is that it was impossible for Rudolph's friends to take the mickey out of him because of his red nose, because reindeer are colourblind. Did you know that? You did not know that. You see, now that's a little fact you can take away with you. Well, welcome first of all, Siale, Tongan captain. You've been at the Bears for this wonderful period of success that we're now having. Charles, of course, former All Black. But the one thing that sort of overtops all of that is it's nearly Christmas. So never mind about all of that. Let's talk about a Piutau family Christmas. Siale, of course, you are the family man. There's been a newborn as well, hasn't there, fairly recently?
Yes, I've got a 9-month-old son at home. It's going to be his first Christmas, so hoping that it's going to be a special one. Well, we'll try and make it a special one for him. So
how do you cope with being a professional rugby player and being a dad, getting no sleep, but still having to physically be at your best?
I've got a super wife and super mum at home that does a lot of things, and obviously, I think as a husband, as a father, you just try and balance all those things, and it doesn't just happen overnight. Obviously, a bit of experience with the first child, the second one, and obviously to have 5 now, feel like I've become a pro at it.
It is a bit like that because, of course, you guys are 2 of 10. So, Charles, what was Christmas like growing up for you as part of 10 siblings?
Well, I think because I'm the youngest of the 10, so I was always spoiled. So I was always getting a lot of Christmas presents, compared to my other siblings. But it was always, just very hectic. Like, there's so many people around. It's awesome just to have everyone running. It's always noisy. There's either probably someone always crying, someone always laughing, and you just have all that noise put together. And just the company of having each other is awesome. And I think we realise that even more so now that we're away from New Zealand and the rest of the family's there. But we're lucky enough to have each other here now. So looking forward to this Christmas. Yeah.
So how does a Bristolian Christmas differ to a New Zealand Christmas? I mean, obviously there's the weather and perhaps the clothes you might wear, but what differences have you seen?
I think the biggest difference is probably what we have for meals back home compared to what we have Christmas meals up here. Obviously there's turkeys up here, and I don't know if you know, back home in New Zealand and Tonga would have proper pig on the spit that would take about 3 hours to cook, and a lot of us boys, the husbands, would all sit around and spend that time around cooking. Sometimes about 3 or 4 pigs that we'll have on the spit at one time, but that's the amount that's needed to obviously feed such a big family.
Yeah, for sure. We've got some visitors with us as well. Wave, guys, say hello. Thank you very much. They're all down here at the store. The store, by the way, is open between 10 and 8 Monday to Friday, and also between 11 and 5 on a Sunday. So come along. All of your Christmas present ideas are all here, of which some I may be modelling on the way very shortly indeed. Talking of Christmas presents, boys, do you buy for each other? Will you buy specific presents for Siale this year, Charles?
Still deciding, I know. For sure, I think for us, it's always been in the family that we get each other presents and stuff like that, and no matter what it is, I think it's always just coming from the heart of giving and just being thoughtful. So
I think that's the thing. Christmas, of course, is a time for people being together and being part of that family, and I think that there's nothing more that says family than Christmas. Do you miss not being at home and being away, obviously, with your career?
Yeah, I think we do. We do miss a lot of things around the Christmas time. Obviously, seeing a lot of family together, and everyone having those gatherings around food, around faith, around all of that, and I guess the great thing that we've been able to do, though, is travelling overseas, is we've been able to create, our own family here in Bristol, and other places that we've played our careers, we've been able to create a family there as well, and spend good times and make good memories with them as well. So I think that's been a blessing for us.
And what a Bristol family it is. So listen, if you guys watching on Facebook, we are fully interactive. If you'd like to get involved and ask the boys some questions, we'd love you to just type your questions in the comments box below. We'll get through as many questions as we can tonight, whether it's sporting related or a little bit about Christmas or wherever it might be. We'd love to hear from you. So Charles, it was a bit of a time in coming, but eventually getting out onto the pitch must have been absolute elation for you.
Yeah, for sure. It was quite a tough start to the season for myself, being injured, and then having to watch from the sidelines and watch the guys play out there. But to finally get out there, was all that I expected and much more. To be wearing the Bears jersey, to run out in front of the crowd, and just to have fun really. And it's been awesome having the opportunity. I guess the few games that I have gotten in the past, but just want more now and want to get out there and keep playing. So,
having played at all the levels you've played at, the roar of Ashton Gate, I mean, these guys are absolutely awesome, aren't they? I mean, the Bristol following is just incredible. How was it that time that when you heard the roar of the crowd when you ran out there?
Oh, it's always a special feeling, and we're so lucky enough to be professional athletes playing rugby, playing for the Bears, and to that atmosphere is hard to recreate anywhere. And it's hard to even to explain, there's a feeling that, runs through your body and you're so pumped. It's just exciting, and then you hear that noise and just wants you, keep on playing and play harder and try harder and give it your all.
Good stuff. Right, let's go to some questions then. Aaron Hill. Hello, Aaron. Thanks very much for being on with us today. Siale, what's your brother's most annoying habit?
Most annoying habit? It's teasing me when he wins. He wins a lot of things, whether it's on PlayStation or conditioning games. Obviously, he's got 6 years on me, less than me, so he always rubs it in every time I lose.
Yeah. Let's flip it round. Has Siale got any annoying habits?
He really knows one. I don't know. I don't want to say it on camera, else you'll probably give me a hiding. I'll say just watch him closely. You might be able to see it through this interview. If not, then if you come and catch me, I'll probably tell you personally off camera.
Oh dear, we've hit on something there. Sarah Jane Peters, thanks for watching. She asked your favourite food spot in Bristol, Siale.
My favourite food spot. Favorite food spot would have to be. I have to be careful about this because our nutritionist Petsy might be watching.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, there's a few places I'll name. It's Aqua, Pigsty, and Nando's because they give us some good discounts there. So thank you to those guys.
Have you not just come back from Nando's?
Exactly. We just came back from Nando's and Rick over there and Nando's at the Cabot Circus. Gave us a good meal. So thank you very much.
Let's all wave at Ben Glynn, who's joined us on the live stream. Mr. Ben Glynn, very good evening to you. Stephen Hedges says the ultimate Christmas present, please, Charles.
Oh, maybe a motorbike. Yeah.
Motorbike, man.
No pressure.
Yeah, Siale.
Yeah, I can't afford that, but mine would. If we're going extreme stuff, I'll go with the Lamborghini.
The Lambo.
Lambo.
What colour would we have?
I'd go with yellow.
Yeah, a yellow Lambo.
Yeah,
what do we think? Yellow Lambo? Yeah, no?
Red.
Yellow, red.
There's some good uncontrollable Lambos they can get.
Okay, yeah. How big? This is from Mike Smales. Hello. Are they doing Secret Santa for real? Will you do secret presents in the family?
I think, yeah, we are doing one, and I think even in the team we're doing one as well.
Okay.
So there's a big Secret Santa in the team. So we're just talking about it, and I think I might have forgotten who I have already, so I might have to go back to Callum Sheedy and ask who I picked up.
A Bears Secret Santa. That is very good. Taylor Kingscott is in the house. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Tay-Tay. I call her Tay-Tay. I shouldn't really, but thanks very much for everything you do for us. Here's one from Sharon Comley. If you could play with one player in the world, who would it be? Siale first. Ben Glynn, obviously, I'd have thought.
Would have to be Dan Carter.
Of course.
Obviously, I didn't get to. I've played against him, but he's obviously one player that's been world class and obviously a legend back in New Zealand, and being able to follow his obviously the success that he's been able to do around the world, in New Zealand, up in France, and obviously now in Japan. So.
Yeah, Dan Carter, good shout. Charles?
It's a hard one. I think obviously Brian Habana's probably not playing anymore, but I'll probably go with Israel Folau. So
Okay.
I think he's always kind of admired in, what he's done in his career. So yeah, probably him.
Nods of agreement, by the way, from our gathered audience here. Anybody got a question? Now, we do have this wonderful roving camera with a microphone. As to whether it's going to work or not, who knows? We can keep our fingers crossed. So, anyone got a question for the boys? Go on, sir, at the back. Yes, right. Let's see if we can get out there. First of all, your name, sir?
Tony.
Right, Tony, what have you got for us for the boys?
Well, what we're discussing is a great length in the car on the way here.
Well, introduce us. Who have you got there?
So here we go. Ali, down low, and Matilda, high. And next time you play hey, we're in S21. So, I was going to ask, what do you enjoy most about living in Bristol?
Oh, good one. All right. Let's start with Charles. Best thing about living in Bristol?
I think in terms of the location, it's a pretty cool spot and handy to getting into different places in terms of London, Wales, and having that kind of thing. So I think that'll be. I think that's one of the best things as well. Yeah, for me.
Yeah. Good.
I would say for myself, it's the schooling, the lifestyle in terms of schools for the kids, the ease of getting to work, where we train. It's a big city, but not as big as London, not as small as some of the cities I've lived in the past. So it's got everything here, and that's one thing I love.
Do you get much time to go and experience that? Because I mean, you guys train, very hard, don't you? It's a pretty grueling schedule.
Yeah, we do, and I think there's times, there's opportunities, obviously, throughout the season that the coaches give us some time off, and especially guys with kids, and that's a great opportunity for us to pop around the country and do stuff. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think, and at the same time, when we do have a day off during the week, we're probably a bit too tired. Some boys are not too bad, but for myself, I always feel like I just need a day to recover, so probably wouldn't do too much sightseeing. Yeah.
Oh, well, welcome back. I've just got changed quickly. I don't know if we've mentioned, but we are in the Bristol Sports store at Cabot Circus, if you're wondering what you might buy for Christmas. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, we had a wonderful win. Boys, I don't know whether you can recall a couple of weeks ago. I think, what were they called now? Was it the Tigers? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, we smashed them. Afterwards, I was allowed to go into the changing room and have a chat with some of the boys. Have a look at this. So here we are in the dressing room after a bonus point win against the Leicester Tigers. Let me tell you, the atmosphere in here is fairly high. Let's go and see who we can. Let's go and see who we can chat to. He's having a hat here, Mr. Thacker. Can we grab you a second? Of course. Now, not only man of the match, not only so many tries I can't even remember how. This must be an amazing feeling for you.
Yeah, class feeling. I just love being out there with everyone, and I was lucky enough the past 2 games to be on the end of the boys' hard work, and we're finally starting to piece together 80-minute performances and performances that we're proud of and that we can build from.
When you get a bit of a run on, when you see those points going on the board, it's very exciting, isn't it, for us to be able to watch that? How are you feeling as this is all going on?
Oh yes, very excited as well. Like when I see our big boys or our backs finishing tries, Thacker, Moz, it's great confidence for me. I know that everyone's doing their little bit, everyone's doing their jobs to make sure that these guys score these tries. So end of the day team effort, and we're just happy to take the win today.
And the fans are incredible today as well, aren't they?
Oh, they're outstanding today. Helping us out with the ref when certain calls go certain ways, or just booing and cheering. They were great today. They definitely brought us home.
Pat talked a lot about culture, and that really just comes through now, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've been working hard. Like every team's working hard, but these kind of games, you can see the boys really putting in, finishing strong, scoring tries, celebrating, and that's the kind of thing we want to do. We celebrate on the weekends at the games, and now we just got to make sure we go again next week as well.
We played really well over the last 2 weeks, and perhaps not got the win that we wanted. So it was massive for us as a club that we needed that. Now we're looking at the table as well.
Now, let's talk about Mr. Thacker for a minute. What an amazing guy.
Mate, he's unbelievable. I knew as soon as we signed him, I said to Pat, I said, you got a good one there. And you know, Leicester letting him go, hard luck to them. We've got him now, and you know, just the way he plays is massive for us, and he adds an extra dimension in the forward pack. It's like having an extra back out there.
Oh, welcome back. Suddenly got quite chilly in here. Welcome back to the live stream. It's the Bristol Bears pod. Hello, it's Downsy here with Siale and Charles Piutau, and a very Merry Christmas wearing the Christmas jumpers there. I'll tell you who's joined us, none other than the saviour himself. Mr. Callum Sheedy is with us on the stream. Hi, Cal. Sheedo. So tell us about Mr. Sheedy, because he's a fine gentleman. Maybe 2 or 3 words to describe Callum Sheedy. Siale.
2 or 3 words. I'll say slick. Suave.
Is this the same Callum Sheedy that I know?
Yeah, sharp.
Sharp, really?
Yeah. All S's. He likes a bit of S.
It's like definitely changed this season. What about you, Charles?
I think just one word for me would be snake-o.
Really?
Yeah, so if you ever see him, don't be too shy to just shout it out to him, man.
Snake-o?
Yeah.
Snake-o.
Snake-o.
Should I ask?
He loves it. Yeah. I mean, he's watching live. I'm sure he'd be happy and proud of that.
Okay. Hi, Snake-o. Do I have your number? Now, Michael Lane. Have the brothers ever played against each other?
Yes.
We have.
When was this?
I think the first time may have been a Sevens tournament or a ITM Cup game.
Yeah.
So I think it was Auckland. I was playing for Auckland, and Siale was playing for Counties.
Right.
And if
I think he came off the bench for probably the last 10 minutes. I think I made 1 tackle on Charles and gave him a pat on the back.
Yeah, he went easy on me.
I went easy on him. You know, I didn't want to hurt him because my parents were in the stands.
Exactly. For sure.
You know, I didn't want them growling me after the game. So
yeah. So we have twice, and I think I lost both those games as well.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
It wasn't too great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your question, Michael. Right, let's go back to the audience. My friend Lammy's here. Let's get the. Where are we with Lammy? Let's get on with Lammy here. Lammy, first of all, tell us how long have you been a Bristol fan for?
Season ticket holder for 3 seasons.
Very nice. Who's your favourite matchday announcer?
Let me come back to you on that one.
Very good. What's your question for the boys?
My question is, it's a very exciting time for Bristol now. We're very enthusiastic and very optimistic. Next couple of games could be crucial, Siale and Newcastle. We are building an extremely good squad at the moment. Can we count on you guys to be there next season?
Yeah, for sure. I think, I think we're still here. I'm still here next season, and I think, like you've been saying, we are building something, and it's great to see that coming along. You know, you've seen maybe the Exeter game and the Wash game. We were close enough to putting some good performances together, but then Leicester really kind of showed, I guess, what is capable of this group, and I guess we've been speaking about it, and now to see it before our eyes, you know, is very pleasing, and we know there's definitely more to build on, and it's just the beginning. So, yeah.
Very good. What guy? Give Lammy a round of applause for asking what was quite a probing question. Thanks, Lammy.
great question.
We've also been joined by none other than Andy Uren has joined us.
No,
reactions.
We can cut him off.
Anyone but Andy.
Dear. Now, on a previous podcast, Andy Uren actually did a handstand in my studio at Sam FM. Do you have any party tricks? It's around Christmas time. Have you got any of those sort of little party tricks you can pull out? Or
but that is Andy, you know, he's always a bit of showing off and stuff like that.
No, we don't do any party tricks. I don't really go to party tricks, you know. Obviously, we've got a young family, so I don't go to parties.
I'm feeling the family's an excuse for a fair amount of things. And Charles, you got married in the summer.
Yeah.
So this is your first Christmas as a married man.
Exactly, and so very so exciting Christmas coming up, and looking forward to it. Yeah.
I also got married in the summer.
Oh,
so we're like,
congrats, mate.
Summer marriage.
There
buddies.
we go.
Yeah. Celebrate.
It's kind of different, isn't it? Like for us 3 married guys right here. Once you do get married, it does feel slightly different, doesn't it? There's something magical about that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if Andy's watching, you know, we encourage Andy to get married. Needs to settle down, but.
Here's Elspeth. Elspeth has got an Auckland question. She says, if I'm going to go to Auckland, what are the best teams to watch at grassroots below Auckland?
Charles played in Auckland.
I
so
think Ponsonby Rugby Club is definitely a strong rugby club. I play for Pakuranga, and so I gotta say Pakuranga Rugby Club is an awesome atmosphere there. So I think those two will probably be definitely up there. Stephen played for University, a club called University, and they go all right, not too great. But there's probably be a few of the clubs I'd recommend. Ponsonby first.
You've mentioned Steve Luatua there. Now, let me get this right in my head. Actually, Charles, you're better explaining this to me because you are actually, by marriage, related to Stephen Luatua. Tell us how.
Yeah, so Stephen's uncle, so his dad's brother, is married to our sister.
Yes, it's correct. Right, your sister.
So yeah, to our sister. So that's when we first kind of met Stephen. Was at the wedding, and then kind of saw him from tournaments and teams onwards from there. But yeah, that's Dolph.
Yeah.
Is he? Hello there. Sorry, I don't know if you've noticed the hoodie. These are brand new, apparently, flying off the shelf. It's got a bear on the front of it as well. It's great. We are in the shop. I'm just a quick reminder. Is Steve Luatua like the tallest man you know? Because he is absolutely enormous, isn't he?
He's a big boy, and I think at a young age you could see that he was going to grow up to be a big boy, and obviously the family that he's from as well. His father's quite tall, so with his mother, so we always knew he was going to be a big boy.
And he's such a gentle giant though, isn't he? Because you know it was obviously a big deal for Steve Luatua to be arriving in Bristol. We were all very excited about it. The first interview I did with him, I was so nervous about. Oh my God, but he's such a nice guy, isn't he? Gentle giant.
Yeah, he's a soft teddy bear. I think he likes that. So yeah.
Very good. Right, we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left. So if you want to get some questions in, fire them in below, please, and we'll ask as many questions as we can. Let's have a look. Any more questions from the audience? We've got some new people that have joined us. Right, let's go out to audience cam. That is controlled by none other than cameraman Will. So Will, our gentleman friend. What's your name, sir?
My name's Neil.
Neil, and where are you from? Bristol? Very good. So you can understand everything that Joe Joyce says.
Well, I was going to ask you that same question. We've met Joe Joyce and obviously at the tour site meet. I didn't understand and comprehend with what was going on there, and have they managed to get in touch with you eventually go over to Hartcliffe and have a conversation?
That's a whole new level. I mean, in all seriousness, I've lived in Bristol since 2002, and I don't understand some of the words they're saying. I guess it's a speed thing, is it? Do you catch every word that they say?
I think the first time I met Joyce, I did struggle to understand some of the words he was saying, but over time, I think I've gotten used to obviously the Bristol accent. But I think Charles knows a bit more about Southmead, and obviously we know that he's the king of Southmead.
Yeah, of course. Because you did a tour.
Yeah, obviously. So I was lucky enough to get a tour from the king himself, and he showed me his kingdom, and it was awesome, mate. Like the local people there were amazing. They're friendly, welcoming me, and one word I left, and I always, when I see Joyce now, is me babber. So I'll be practicing as hello me babber. So
we've got to get that again.
That's slang,
this is Charles Piutau saying me babber.
Me babber.
Yeah. My life's complete. End the thing there. Let's have a question from Kevin Hamlin. Pat Lam, I don't know whether Pat's watching or not, but Pat Lam is an enormous influence on everybody that he comes into contact with. What is it like? What is the Pat Lam effect like?
I think my first experience coming back into the Bristol Bears environment is that he's a great leader, but at the same time he wants high standards. He really pushes us to be at our best, and that's a great environment to be a part of, where you have the likes of Pat wanting the best for us, but he's going to make sure that he'll push us to get us there. And I think that's what we want as a collective, and you see the fruits of that when we get on the field. So.
And Siale, obviously you arrived before Charles, so you'd been part of that setup. And what was it like? I mean, did Charles ring you up and go, "Shall I come to Bristol then? What should we do?" Did you have any words of advice for him?
The only thing I told him, obviously, to further his career, he needed to make that decision. But I did say he's been over a few times here to Bristol, and obviously he loved the city. So I think that one thing, I know you said the question about Pat Lam, I think one thing with him that I've really taken notice of is that he's a man of vision. And I think that's what he's been able to drive in terms of where the Bulls are heading. And I know for Charles, that that's what probably sold him to him as well, like seeing the vision and where this club is heading and where Pat's trying to take this club to. I think we all want to be a part of that.
In the short term, the club is going to Siale, of course, next weekend, and another tasty game. Then, of course, it's all about that wonderful clash on the 30th against Newcastle. So, how are you guys preparing for this sort of Christmas period of games? Siale, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think for us, you know, it's all started obviously with us as a team. We've got these 2 games, or 2 games that we've had against La Rochelle. We've got another one. The boys are heading way to that. It's being able to put ourselves under great pressure, and I think we know that if we do that, you know, only good things can come, and that's one of our sayings for the week. I know for us building since the Worcester game, you know, it was a bit of a downer that, but since then you can see as a group, you know, we've probably built our team culture in a way that we've been able to be honest with each other, being able to go bone deep with a lot of issues that we needed to fix, and I think we're starting to see some of those fruits of what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks, and obviously Siale and Newcastle is going to be no different. You know, we're going to try and prep as well as we can, and hopefully get similar results that we've been getting.
Manchester is also, by the way, a cracking night out. I don't think these boys will be involved in any of that, obviously. But the Christmas period, obviously, I guess, I mean, that big game on the 30th, back at Ashton Gate against Newcastle, it's going to be a fantastic occasion. I think some people will still probably be on holiday and be taking part in some festive spirit, perhaps. But come along, because it's an enormous atmosphere. But I guess it means you have to be fairly careful about what you eat over the Christmas period, does it?
Yeah, I think, like you said, you know, how we're preparing for, I think for myself, is just got to watch what I'm eating over the Christmas period. So, you know, Petsy, our nutritionist, is, you know, staying on top of that and making sure that I don't eat too much over the Christmas period. But like you said, I think when I'd first come over from New Zealand, it was very different. In New Zealand or Southern Hemisphere, we don't play during Christmas and during the New Year's period. Okay. So it's almost like a holiday. You know, we're off work or we're not doing this. But to come here, you know, I think it's just part of the culture here. You know, there's always, you're having rugby season around Christmas time is all part of the celebration as well. And so I guess for us, it's pretty cool to, you know, playing during that time, and I guess afterwards you can still celebrate it as well. So.
Well, let's hope you can come and celebrate with us as well. So, Siale and Newcastle at home on the 30th. As ever, all of the ticket details are on the club's website. All that remains for me to do here from the Bristol Sports Store, which, by the way, is open between 10 and 8 Monday to Saturday and 11 and 5 on Sunday. Make sure you come along for all your Christmas present needs. That's the plug out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for Charles and Siale Piutau. We'll be back with another podcast in 2019. In the meantime, from all of us at the Bristol Bears, a very Merry Christmas.